Hello. I am Emma from Emma's Happy Place Arts and Crafts, and if you're new here, hi, hello and welcome. Do give us a subscribe, thumbs up and all that jazz. I am live on Facebook as well, so if I'm chatting to people who aren't there, they're probably over on YouTube or Facebook, depending on where you're at. So just gonna do all the technology things. I do have a Facebook group, which I will add to the screen now, which I think you should join because it's full of lovely, lovely people. And yes, I also have a website which is on there now that you can have a perusal at your own leisure. Right. Technology. So Frankenstein paper is what we're doing tonight. I love it. You can do so much with. Hi Sheila. Share. How do I do it? There we go, that's done. Hi Laura, hi Kim, hi Phil. So, Frankenstein paper, you know the papers that I did the other day with the squeegee and stuff? Well, I've been faffing. Because some of them I wouldn't use, like, well, I probably would die cut them out and things. But I thought, why not make things that we will use out of them and all the paper scraps that we've got and make something fabulous. So this is a paper mosaic I did. We're not doing this tonight, but I did some of the white in between and some of the black. And I don't know which one I prefer the black. It's more pow. But I wanted to do white and black to show the difference. So this is paper mosaics. And it's got a shine to it. I went over it with triple thick. It's very good. And I mean, that in itself could be a card, a square of that in the middle with happy birthday on, and you could make up notelets, anything like that, especially for craft fairs and stuff. But then Frankenstein paper, this is just die cut out in the rectangles for tags, but you can cut out different shapes of it. And this is some of the papers that we did the other night. So there's loads we can do with it. But not only just add papers, but add all sorts to it. So I thought tonight we will just make some Frankenstein papers. All I want to do is use copy of paper because we're going to build it up. And we're just going to tear some of these other papers that we probably wouldn't use and see what happens. No bother at all, Lorna. Has anybody had a nice weekend? I'm just grabbing a paintbrush. And I'm going to use matte medium, I think. You could use any kind of gel medium or glue that you want, but I'm using matte medium. And then all we're going to do is get some of these papers and tear them. I'll pull up a seat. Tell me about your weekend. Tell me. So these ones here, like the likes of this, I probably wouldn't use it, but I'll happily tear it up and make new papers out of it. No bother. Hi, Michael. I thought, let's just take and see what happens. And then we can die cut this out. We can chop it down, make ATCs, do all kinds. So, hi, Helen. I won't do loads and loads. All different sizes. And then, I mean, you can easily paint over some of this and have some of it as a border. You can stencil over it. There's billions of things we can do. And the paper mosaics is so effective. I'll show that again. So the paper mosaics, and all I did was I chopped them out with scissors, glued them onto grey board, and then I've gone in the middle with black permanent marker or white permanent marker. I prefer the black side, but the white is totally different as well, and it totally does different things. This mutes it down and this makes it pop. So it depends what you want to do with it. Hi, Dominique. Okay, just tearing up some paper, and we're going to turn into fabulousness. Now, I did the Frankenstein papers last year, but I think different techniques and things get forgotten about, different things that we do, because we do so much over the years. So I thought we'd revisit. And then obviously these can be used in junk journals, whatever you like. It's very effective, Helen. Very, very effective. And all I did was chop them down. And if we inked loads of different papers, like thicker card and stuff like that, you would get a much better paper mosaic than I have. I mean, some of them are a bit thicker, but some of them, it's just copy paper that I use to do these on. Hi, Brenda. So again, just tearing them up. This isn't the very exciting bit, I'm afraid. We'll not do them all. See, I'm keeping that one. I absolutely love that one. I think that cut down on its own would be fabulous. We'll have some music sheets going on. Because this is fabulousness. And obviously you can do it to any paper that you've got. It could be book pages, it could be scrapbook papers that you've already got. So this is just copy paper I'm going to use. I'm going to use matte medium. You can use watered down PV as well. I've just got the matte medium next to us. And all we're going to do is start popping them on. And then what you can do in between as well is start adding stickers in. You can start, once all your paper's down and it's dry, you can add like 4 stitch marks to it. If you've got a sewing machine or you like to stitch by hand, you can do that. There's so many things you can do with it. I've got a sewing machine. I'm not very good with it, so I tend to just 4 stitch. It's completely up. And I'm not even bothered about leaving some white space either. I think sometimes it's quite nice to have some white space. All I want to do is get some different papers down. Let's muddle them up a bit so I don't end up with all the same ones. And then you've got background papers, especially for junk journals. If you're making pages and things, or if you're making albums and you want it to be junk journal style, then you've got it already. See, that one's a bit thicker. I didn't, Helen. I didn't see it. Did you send us it? You'll have to send us a picture. I know you were talking about getting it. Did it hurt? Did you like it? Well, this one's a bit thicker as well, so I'm going to pop some on the back. So this weekend, I was going to have such a productive weekend, and I've done nothing. Yeah, send it to us so I can see. So again, whilst this is not very exciting to watch, I do have some that I've already cut out and we can build on top of them and do them. So I'm not going to do loads of sheets. Obviously you can see what I'm doing. And it does take a little while to dry. If you want them to stick fast, you could use just ordinary glue, but you'll use quite a bit of it. And just sort of... But if you die cutting them out, ideally you want them all to be covered. Like all of the bottom of the paper, especially because if you're going to die cut out and things like that, you don't want them lifting. But it was a bit burny. The worst one I've had is that one. That was the worst one I've had. I've got them all over my back. I've got one on the back of my neck. I've got them on my arms. That's the first one on the bottom of my arm. That was the worst one I've had. And I don't think it hurt a lot. I like them. I'd be like a scrapbook if I could. Those tattoos that cost like £1 gazillion, don't they? I'd have a tattooed onesie, I think. I would look like a junk journal. A walking junk journal. So thinking of getting it all to stay down. I suppose we could get the edges down, especially if I suppose you could go around and glue any edges down that you didn't want. I would say glue it all down properly, and then at least, you know, it's going to stay. Hi, Lisa. I'll move that back out of the way. I think what I'll do is I'll glue the thicker ones down with normal glue and go over the top, and then I'll just use the matte medium just for speed. What else has been happening over the weekend? Has everybody been crafting? Has anybody been out anyway? Has anybody? It's absolutely freezing here again. Oh my gosh. The ice has just been there all day. I thought that was it. I thought it was going to start and warm up a smidge. No, no, no. I just hope it doesn't snow again. I'm not a fan of the snow. The dogs love the snow. I am not a fan. I got some shoe spikes though, so I could actually leave the garden. I was walking like I'd had an accident. You know, when you walk silly when there's snow and you make it even more likely that you're going to fall. Have you? I'd love to see that as well, Kim. I'd love to see. Well, I've done these paper mosaics and things like that, and I've been working on other stuff. Obviously, I'm always doing something, but I was going to be ever so productive and get up and sort out the stock room and the printing room, and nothing happened. Nothing at all happened, because the room of doom's due to be, the room of doom really needs done. So I thought if I did upstairs first and then work my way down to it, it's going to be a lot easier. And I've got Krista who's desperate to help. I think she just wants to see what I've got, to be honest. See what I've been keeping for 30 years. Is anybody else a hoarder in here? Or is it literally just me? Watched Saturday. Oh, did you? Excellent. I love that film. I watched it with Mum years ago. Again, I've changed back to the matte medium because I was using loads of glue. But you could go in with bigger sheets of paper, and looking at this, it looks like a dog's dinner. It does look like a dog's dinner. But when you cut it down, you're going to end up with something like this. Or this. Or this. Or this. So it does make a huge difference to do it. But not only do you have to do like pages like this, you can easily bring in stuff like this that's in the grunge kit or any other kits or whatever. So I'm going to grab a few different ones and we're going to put some of them in. I think we'll have that one in as well, and then it all becomes a completely different bit of paper. So let's have this big one here. And you don't have to obviously have them going that way. You can easily put them that way and get more out of your paper, especially if you're doing it into journals and you want this to be a full page. Right, bring that in there. And it starts to take on. I mean, already that looks more like something, more like a structured bit of paper where you're not just sticking random things on. And if you don't know what way you want it to go, add in it going different ways. And then you can easily add colour to the black and white bits or leave them to be just that black and white bits to break it all up. But don't worry about going over the top of them as well. You can be very, very... You can actually choose your colours that you want as well, especially if you've got loads and loads of bits of paper. I mean, I'm quite happy doing this because I would just go over with a stencil if there's any particular one that I didn't want in there. But I feel like I need this one here as well. I want to have that going that way, and then it doesn't matter what I cut out or which way, there's going to be something going every which way. And you can add in your pet stickers to this as well. If you've got different pet stickers, little bits left or bits that you cut off, you can add big flowers to it. Just go crazy. And it's so effective, and it's a good way. It's eco-friendly. It's using up your scraps. It's using up papers that maybe you've done on the jelly plate and things like that that you weren't particularly keen about. Oh, the end of your brush coming up. There we go. That there, and no matter which way you look at it, it's going to be awesome. Now I would keep doing them and just having them out. I would probably do more, and I would add big leaves to them and things. They would make great ATCs, tags, even card fronts, even like they could be used for all sorts of things. It's, you know how you normally mat and layer, you could use them for mats and layers. You can do absolutely all sorts. I've got these ones that I've already done, and all I did was add the papers the other day. Now to make this into a tag, because tags are the theme for this year instead of ATCs, we're having tag swaps. I mean, we could do a tag swap and an ATC swap, but a tag's a bigger surface to work on. And that's exactly how I get the edges. If you've got a die, do that. But, and then all I do is add the black line to it. Again, and you can sort of see how it pops more. And then you can go in with watercolour brushes and add in more detail. I've already done it on this one. Which is get your scrap box out, any bits, or start a scrap box if you haven't already got one. And ink around the edges, and it starts to look like patchwork. And then if there's any bits you don't want, you can easily come in. Let's find the stencil. I think it's going to have to be hearts because I love them, and Valentine's Day is coming. And then white paint. I put all my paints in, you know, like the vegetable trays that you get. I've got like a skinny version of one of them, and I've put all my paints in, but I can't find any colours now. White. Hiya, Kelly. You could make a journal cover from it. You can do all sorts with it. It's just paper at the end of the day, but you're making it your own. No paintbrush. Where's all my paintbrushes gone? I used to have a pile of them beside us. This one will do. I much prefer my old paintbrushes, you know, the old scratchy ones. And obviously, you don't have to do it in paint. It can be done with inks. Anything can be changed to your style of doing it. So I'm just going in with white. And again, it won't be perfect. I'm not aiming for perfect. I think sometimes if we're aiming for perfect and it doesn't go perfect, we'll get very discouraged and we'll end up thinking it's not good enough. Whereas if we go just for the love of playing and what makes us happy, obviously if perfection makes you happy, then I think you're setting yourself away. You're not. If you're perfect, if you like it, then so what. But you can get certain tools that make you go straight lines and things. What I'm saying is don't overthink it, just go for it. There we go. Already this is completely changed. See, this is why I should never ever put stuff away. Heat tool. It's all just next to us, but I'm used to have it on a heap beside us. Hi, Krista. I was just talking about you. My ears burning. Oh, just going to give us a quick dry off. Didn't take long, so it's just a thin layer. And I'm going to grab a pen of some sort in a ready colour. I did have it. I had it ready. So you can, oh, there it is. So you can use Posca pens, you can use felt tip pens, you can use pencils, whatever you like. And I'm thinking, just to make these pop, maybe it's not all of them. And anything you do can easily be changed. So if I'm doing this and I don't like it, when I look at it again, I can quite easily change it. I think I'm all right with that. Have a little one here. And even add in some brighter dots if I want. Yeah, might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I actually quite like it. But what we can do now is to make them pop even more. Let's add black, but again, not perfection. You know when you want to get that authentic doodle look? Just go for it. I like it with the black round. Well, as I said, I was saying that I've done nothing this weekend, and I promised you I was going to get some stuff done. But I say nothing. I can prove that I have done something, but not what I was supposed to be doing. The calories I've put on from doing it. Right, so I'm thinking that, and then I'm thinking, let's go in the box of wonderfulness. This one, which is out the new kit, and some big leaves. And maybe it's this leaf. I'm unsure yet. I'm just pulling them out. Now, I have pre-coloured these, and I will grab the kit, which is somewhere. Here it is. Because we did some on the jelly plate, if you remember. I've still got loads left. The kit goes so far. We did some on the jelly plate like these, and we are using it bit by bit. I did some leaves. These ones with all the different colours. Now, I think this one in particular, or this one would be fantastic on it. But then I think we could quite easily... See, I love these so much. And I'm trying so hard to keep using different things. These backgrounds as well, I love. You can actually leave them black and white or colour them. And I did this because I know not everybody wants the same colour. The background's quite neutral, so it can be worked to any colours, a bit of everything there. But I'm going to do something with that next time, I think. The likes of these can just be sort of the raggy drawn, so they don't have to be cut out perfect. The raggier the better. I'm thinking out loud here. Right. Let's go with this little lot. I found the dogs today with a tube of paint in their mouth. So I'm going to pop this to one side for now. I've got two of these. So I'm thinking watercolours. Because we've got every colour going in the tag. So we can do whatever we want. Ah, not yet. Honestly, nothing's been done. I didn't even ask. Again, nothing has to be perfect or overthought, especially if you use colours that work together. So in between this, if you want the colours to bleed when it's still wet, go straight in and do the colour next to it. There's no wrong or right, but you can easily bring it all back together with colouring pencils. Go straight in with a yellow and let them bleed together without mixing them too much. Just let the water do the job and let them bleed together if you go over the lines. And they just blend and all match, and it doesn't look like you've got out the lines. It just looks like a blendy colour. And these flowers, I mean, there can be anything. You can cut the tops of the flowers off if you want. You can just take the leaves from it. You can cut the circles off and place them elsewhere. There's absolutely no rules. You see that one's a bit more bleedy because it had more water on the brush, but it looks absolutely fine. And the craft police aren't going to come and tell you did it wrong. Because I don't know what you were trying to do in the first place. To me that looks absolutely fine. If you really don't want it to bleed that much, just take your water brush back in and lift some of it up, and you can go back in and add more of the lighter colour, and it doesn't look wrong at all. Hi Amanda, you alright lovely? You alright? We've made Frankenstein paper, we have waffled. Again, not bothered about staining the lines, so I'm going to fussy cut it out anyway. And even if I leave a border, I'm not too fussed about having the white border. So I quite like it coloured, so it looks like it's been cut out up to the line, a little bit border. Yeah, all right. How are you? Hey. Well, it doesn't look perfect. Nobody in the world is going to say it's wrong, because once it's totally dry, you just go back in with pencil and bring it to life. How's your weekend been, me dear? How's the puppy, Amanda? Mine are eating paint still, even though I'm not in the room of doom, so I need to just go back and then embrace it. It's like I've gone from 1 to 2, and it's like having 2 toddlers. It really is. Right, pencils next to us. So again, it doesn't matter what pencils you've got. If you've got watercolor pencils, if you've got normal wax pencils or oil pencils, they can all be used exactly the same. So I've picked up mango color here. So just bring it back to life. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the line around the inside black line, so that adds a shadow to it. So this line here, I'm kind of going over it, and I'll do it here as well. And then I'll do it here. So I'm not colouring all the bit in that I've just done with the watercolour. I'm just going in next to the line in the middle. And then, obviously you can do the same with the green as well. Let's find the green. Then you can go up and make it look like it's got shadows and things. So you don't have to be an expert at anything. You don't have to be an expert at colourist. You don't have to be an expert at watercolour. You don't have to be you can fake it. You can fake the shade, you can fake everything, and you can already see the difference. You can see the different greens. So I've chose a bit of a darker green, and I'm just going up some of the lines of the leaves and bringing it back out. And then, lands in the bag. And white. It's black. I was tidy. I was. Oh, excellent, Amanda. Yeah, mine do that. They'll do anything for food, though. Luna does the... That's not the best white in the world, is it? That is a Faber-Castell Creative Marker. That's not very white. Have I got another one? I don't think we're ever going to get a white pen that's absolutely fabulous. I don't. I keep getting them and I think I love them, and then they change. Maybe a white pencil might be better. Have I got one here? This is a glass marker. Yeah, that'll do. So you know the China markers in white, they're quite good. I'm just adding in the highlights. Just see it come to life. Just like that. Can't see it wonderfully, but you know, no, I'm not going to fussy cut it out because I don't. Oh, we are going to fussy cut it out because I need to cut this one out. I thought it was already cut out. Yeah, that's the thing though, isn't it? Everything's got to be totally dry, and Posca is great, but for me, the ends dry up. I'm a massive fan of Posca pens. Love Posca pens. But I always find that the white dries up quick and it only works for a short amount of time. And that's with the really skinny nib. So unless you want a really thick line, never happy. I think that's just the case. I'm never happy. I still think that Dr. Martens bleed proof white is brilliant with a small brush, but I can't find mine. It's safe. It comes in a little jar, Dr. P.H. Martens, and it's bleed proof white, and it is a really, really white paint, and it's bleed proof to use with watercolours and things. It's fabulous, but not everybody wants to get a little paintbrush out every time they want to add some white highlights. Sometimes they just want to grab a pen. So there's pros and cons to everything. Not nearly there. Yeah, see, charcoal works as well. Really, really well. But again, for me, it smudges. So again, I'm never happy. I want a permanent white that has a nice thin nib, but can also be purchased in a big nib. I want everything. And it's just not. It's never going to happen. Right, so I'm thinking I want this leaf here. This is what we did with the jelly plate with all the different colour greens. Now you can easily go back in and colour in some shadow and shape with a pencil for this as well, or even with paint if you wanted to. But I think I quite like it being all the different colours. And they're quite simple to cut out. I drew the lines and things quite thick so that they were easier to cut out. But you can quite easily just leave a border. And again, you don't have to do it on the jelly plate. You could easily just colour it in with whatever medium you like to use. So, right, I think I'm happy with what we've got. I'll move some stuff out of the way. And I think we're going to have that here. Yes. And let's glue that down. And then I want this kind of coming into the side here. But again, it's looking quite busy. There's a lot going on. So I want to take some more of the fabric. And I think I'm going to take gauze or cheesecloth because it's a nice thin layer. And just snip a bit out. You can see through it. You can even pull it so it's raggy around the edges. And I ink around the edge of the flowers. I didn't do it on the leaves, which I should have done. Hide a multitude of sins. And we're very nearly there. Well, that is going to be too big. Yeah, I love the colours. I really do. I love bright colours. I'm either very, very grungy and gothy, or very, very bright. There's no in between. And then like Kelly is particularly good at making vintage with the bright colours. So she's got a bit of both going on, whereas I'm just very much, it's all or nothing for me. There we go. And then I think all we need is words. And I do have words. Let's get some. I think wonder. So again, this is in the kit as well, and they are made jaunty, so that you can do whatever you want with them. You can have them any colour you want to match. You can have paint colour the background in black if you want, and have the words white, whatever you want. I've just stuck black ink on it. Let's grab a Sharpie. And again, you can use pencil if you want. And you can add any amount of frills to the top of the tag that you want. If you don't want to add them, you don't have to. But do join Emma's Happy Place Arts and Crafts Facebook page, and then you can join in the tag swap if you would like to. And it's always lovely getting a little bit of art through the post. There we go. With that, I am going to love you and leave you, because I'm going to start doing the wee dance. I have no idea. For me, it depends. I like to use just what I see. You can create your own colour things. You can just Pantone, do colour books and things like that. I don't know how much the colour cubes are. I think it's an American lady, from what I can gather. And I think that would help with for some people, but I don't think, I don't know, I can't really say. I don't think I would get them. But I wouldn't say I would never try them. But yeah, I think Googling it would be a good idea. They're quite expensive. See, I would just go for the Pantone then. Or make up your own like little papers of colours and pick 3 out. All colours match. You never go walk past a garden and the colours don't match. So anyway, I am going to have to go because I need the loo. I'm going to start doing the wee dance. But I will see you on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Thank you so much for keeping us company, and lots of love. Bye for now.